Welcome to In the Kitchen with Sista Big Bones. I am your host, Sista Big Bones, and welcome to our premiere show. And on today's menu, ooh, child, we got some oven roasted ribs, some Sista soul potatoes, and for dessert, some caramel apple cobbler. And we're gonna wash all that down with some homemade sweet tea. You're watching American Food Network. Welcome to In the Kitchen with Sista Big Bones. Sista Big Bones. Now that we have our pork ribs, what you want to look for is make sure that they're pink. And you want to make sure it has some of this right here, which is called fat. See, that's going to help flavor your meat. So make sure that it's nice and pink with some good fat on the front and on the back, because you want to make sure that flavor goes all the way through. Now I am ready to rub my pork ribs down. And for my rub, I use a dry rub. It consists of salt and black pepper, cayenne pepper, because you know Sista Big Bones like it spicy. I also have chili powder. I have a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of brown sugar, because on pork, ooh, it tastes so good with a little sweet note at the end. I also have garlic powder and onion powder. Now you can use any dry rub or no rub at all. It depends on you and probably your location, because a lot of people think vinegar-based rubs are nice, but where I'm from, we do it dry rub, baby. You just want to make sure you get all this dry rub in every nick and cranny. Now you're ready to put it in the pan. Get you some hickory smoke sauce, or you can use mesquite, but today we're using hickory smoke. Now this smoke will help give you that flavor that you've grilled on the outside and not in your oven. So you just want to pour that in. I just pour it on the bottom of the pan and a little bit across the ribs. But when it's on the bottom of the pan, that heat from the oven will help steam that flavor more into your ribs. Then you want to foil it and forget it. Make sure you got it on 400 and cooking for an hour and 45 minutes. Then remove the foil and let it cook for the remaining 20 minutes uncovered. And today's tip is pouring in your sugar while your tea is still warm. That way you use less sugar. Do you know what time it is? It is time for some caramel apple cobbler. That's right. Do you know the difference between a cobbler and a pie? See, a cobbler has no bottom crust, and a pie does. Just thought I could get some little knowledge there. In my mixture here, I do have apple filling, of course, with sugar, cinnamon, brown sugar, and white sugar as well, with a tinge of vanilla. And what I'm doing, I'm just putting on even layers of the mixture, because you want it to be even. That will help with the baking process, because if it's too high on one side, then you know your cobbler may be done on one side and the other side may not be as done. So make sure you're doing this, you know, evenly. Get it spread out. Just a few more, and then we'll start putting some more crust on. Okay, so now we got our second layer of apple on. Now we're doing our crust. And remember, we're keeping it easy. So if you want to purchase you some rollout dough to do this cobbler, you can do so, because I want you to get back in the kitchen and start cooking. I don't want you to have any hindrance. Okay, and then you want some room temperature butter so that you can spread it, because if it's been refrigerated, the butter won't spread as well. So just let it sit out. And you don't have to be as fancy with the butter as you were with the layers, because you have butter all through, and that butter is going to help brown up this crust. The best part, the caramel sauce. You just want to pour it on all over. Make sure you get in between those layers, so make sure you just go back and forth. Now it's time for Sista's Soul Food potatoes. Let me let you know, you make sure when you use these red potatoes that you rinse them. And you want to cut these into eighths, because you want these to be chunked. They don't have to be perfect. Now for the seasonings that I'm using, you know Sista Big Bones keep it simple. I'm going to still use the salt and the black pepper, the cayenne pepper, because you know I like it spicy, spicy, and also chili powder, onion powder, and garlic powder. Let's get those potatoes on, because I hear the skillet calling. And you want these potatoes to be still a little chunky, but you do not want them mashed, because this is not a mashed potato dish. This is a soul food potato. And the chunkiness of the potato will give it its texture. It's a wonderful dish. And now, the red onion. It is now time to add the green beans. Don't you hear them talking? Yes. Now at this time, you can just turn it down and let it do its thing. Pork ribs are done. I sliced them, I sauced them. Soul food potatoes are ready to be devoured. Let's get this bad boy plated. Ribs. I don't know about y'all, but I can hardly wait. You can still smell that sweet onion. And you know what we're missing? We gotta get us some white bread. Y'all know how we do. Woo-wee, that cobbler is calling my name. So you know I gotta dive into this caramel apple cobbler. And there you have it, Sista Big Bone's oven-baked barbecue ribs with soulful potatoes and white bread. You're watching American Food Network. Make sure you tune in to American Food Network and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Sista Big Bones.